is going on, guys? Sean Don coming back at you with a technical analysis. Here we have Stefan Hummelink, I believe is how it's pronounced, from the Netherlands. He's got just about 1 year of experience throwing hammer, relatively new. So I'm here to help him out. Let's take a look. Okay. Wondering if there's any sound to this video or if it's just my headphones that aren't working. Not too sure. But we don't need sound. So he sent in 2 videos. And obviously this one he hits the cage, but the other one he said he didn't really feel connected at all, didn't feel very powerful. And looking at the video, yeah, that's kind of how it is. So Stefan, looking at that video, kind of what happened, I think, and this is just like a brief double analysis, if you will. Looking at the other one, you're very aggressive with the left side. You have a lot of the similar problems in this throw, but what really went wrong in that other throw is that your right foot just came down very late on the first catch, and that's kind of why things feel disconnected and empty. You didn't have any tension on the ball. So let's just get to breaking this one down. This is his better throw. Obviously he caged it, but looks more powerful. Looks like it would have went farther. So this is what I'd rather work with, because this is obviously what you want the throw to kind of look like. So through the lines, pretty decent. I'd say maybe bend your knees a little bit more, sit down in your legs. Try to keep your hands up and away from the body. As you can see, you kind of drop your hands. They come very close, but you do a good job of staying centered. Letting the ball come nice and long left. And then you see, I'd say maybe try not to let the ball come so far left. I mean, I kind of like it, but then I don't like what you have to do with your head here, as you have to kind of like dip your head out of the way. And with the ball coming so far left, it looks like it's going to make it hard for you to connect early on the right side. But, I mean, you do a good job turning backwards, turning your right shoulder back to connect. See here, so now you're starting to get down to your legs a little bit more. So try to keep this bent leg position right from the start of your winds. It'll be much more stable and much more consistent, whereas right now when you start high and then drop low, it just adds one more variable that could go wrong in the throw. But yeah, like I said, so you're doing a good job turning back and catching the ball early. You're setting up this left side axis really well. But then you can just see right here, looking at where your head's at and where your body weight is going, you're going to be dragging this hammer across. A lot of left shoulder tension, as you can see your biceps coming across your body. And then, yeah, so I mean, you almost do a really good job. You just need to be like 10% more patient, or you need to wait for the ball more, whatever you want to say. You need to be more still while the ball moves around you. So as you can see, as the ball comes through 270 and through 0, you're doing a good job holding, but now this is where the ball needs to start taking off. But as you can see, that left side starts taking off as well, so you're just kind of dragging that ball across. So what you need to do is wait for the ball, like I said, just a little bit more, let the ball come naturally through 0. So think about keeping your head looking at the at 0, something at 0, at some sort of focal point at the back of the circle. Keep your eyes on that and let the ball pass, and let the ball kind of take you into this first turn. Like I said, you're just a little antsy with this left shoulder. As you can see, the head turns, the shoulder is very tight, and then you can see this left hip shift back. You see, so it's very strong left side. You can see right here. It's in this frame right here. Head peaks, shoulders ahead, left foot's a little bit ahead. I mean, you're doing a good job for the most part working your lower body with the ball. But it's that left hip shifting back and left shoulder. This left side shifting back as the ball goes left, shortens the radius a little bit. It's a little inefficient. You can see there's tension in this right arm because it's not straight, it's bent. So do your best to get that right arm extended out away from the body. That'll help once again kind of get the ball more ahead where it needs to be. Where, like I said, so when you're in this position right here with your body, with your torso, with your shoulders, head, hips, everything like that, the ball should be more in front of you. Whereas when the ball gets through 0, you're turned almost 45 degrees ahead of it. It needs to be a little bit closer, maybe 10, 15 degrees separation, maybe 20. But that's splitting hairs. You just need to be more with the ball. The ball needs to be more with you. You can't be so far ahead. And then pretty solid single support, but still that left side and the head is just pulling, and it's leading the throw. As you can see, once again, the head looking to 180, balls at 90, hips are somewhere between the two. This is a solid like single support movement here, but then what's going to happen is you come and rotate around. So what I would rather you try out is, as the ball goes through 90, try to keep your eye on the ball. So like I said, focal point at the back of the circle, or just keep your eyes on the ball. One of the two. And then what needs to happen is this right hip drives up and forwards towards the high point, and you need to think about stepping more towards the sector. As you can see, you come around and step rotationally with this right foot. And because of that, you miss out on a good bit of double support, because this left side pulls around and the right side also comes around. Action, reaction, left side pulls, the right side goes to rotational. And then yeah, as you're coming through single support, like I said, you just got to keep your hips more square to the ball, shoulders more square to the ball. Everything just needs to be a little bit more square to the ball, especially on this. So like you could be able to catch, like let's say right here, if you stepped more forwards towards the ball, since you step around, you come in and catch a little bit later. I mean, it's still a solid catch, pretty deep. Posture is very good. Your left shoulder is over your left hip, back over your left side. But it doesn't look like your right leg is in a position to be used very well. As you can see, you have a lot of weight back on this left side. You need a little bit more weight on this right side, a little bit more 50-50, even balanced. I mean, otherwise good posture. This is why I think this throw looks more powerful, because you catch deep and you catch with that right hip forwards with more weight over this left side. It's more stable. So then when you go to push through, see, but this is where the one problem is. Like I said, too much weight on this left side. You don't quite work your right leg at all. You don't quite really counter the hammer as it goes left in the second turn. As you can see, you're very low on this left leg, but very high on this right leg. A side view would be useful to look at. I bet you there's like a solid tilt in your hips. Left hip's a little bit down, right hip's a little bit up. But overall, as you come through double support, you can still see that tension through the shoulders and through the arms now. Now your left arm has a little bit of bend, but your shoulders are still very tight. You need to relax and get your shoulders forward, out, away from you, hands out, away. And then, yeah, your right leg just needs to do more as you come down on this first catch. You're a little bit wide, I'd say. So if your right leg could come down more, like what I think about is this left leg, if you were to draw a line from the femur through the knee down to the ground, your right foot wants to be somewhere in between where this imaginary line would be, whereas right now it's maybe a little bit outside of it. So if your right leg was a little bit closer, a little tighter, you'd be able to use that right leg a little bit better. You'd have more weight on that right side, and everything would be better through double support. Like I said, just tension, a lot of active tension through the arms and upper body. And this left heel doesn't quite get back underneath you. So you catch on this left side, but then this left heel never kind of comes underneath you. It kind of stays where it is. And you see, so like your axis could have been directly underneath you, like right about here, if that left heel clamped down and actually got underneath you. But since it stays back behind you, kind of throws the whole rotation off. It shifts the whole axis of the throw over about 6, 8, 12 inches. And then, yeah, you come extra wide around this this left side. I mean, you do a good job of waiting for the ball to get there. See, this is the kind of patience you need in the first turn. But you also just need to have more relaxation. As you can see, the ball almost takes you in. Your head leads it just a little bit, but your left leg and the ball are together. But then you see, like I said, that right leg's just not doing quite as much as it could be. So that's why this left side is already going ahead, while the right leg gets kind of left behind. But you do a good job of sending the ball around that left side. But then same thing, left leg is this piking. This straightening of this left leg is no good. You want to keep it bent. Keep it bent underneath you and get that heel underneath you more. Instead of straightening that left leg out to get the heel down, bend the left leg, sit down on that left leg to get the heel down. And then single support, same thing. Drive that right hip a step forwards towards the ball, stay square to the ball. Same thing, ball hits its high point. And then you're coming around. Very wide right leg. Once again, want to keep them more underneath you. This is where you can see the rotation of your hips in that single support. You catch the ball just at about 270 a bit after, but your hips are already turned back to 0. If your hips were more turned towards 270, you'd catch the ball deeper towards, 225, 200, 180 perhaps even. So yeah, you got to stay more square to the ball, like I said. Come down, catch, and then this left side is just so tight, and you're standing up prematurely. Got to keep your legs bent through the finish, and then you don't want to stand up until like this very final part. This very final last frame or two right here is when you want to actually maybe try straightening your legs. Otherwise, keep your legs bent. Yeah, you're just getting a little antsy, so you catch, and then this left side is just so antsy. That's why the hammer kind of you feel all this tension, and when you time it up, it's just going to shoot down this right sector line, and that's exactly what happens. A little premature, a little tight. Instead of relaxing and waiting for the ball to do its thing and work around you out into the finish, onto the sector, you just get antsy and kind of let it go a little bit too early. It's definitely more powerful looking than the other throw. So, yeah, Stefan. So yeah, some things to clean up, definitely. But overall, I mean, for only having a year of experience, this is pretty good. I'd say maybe try learning 3 turns. That'll make it a little bit harder in the short term, but in the long term, it'll make it much easier. You'll have just a more time to relax and more time to accelerate the hammer. So yeah, like I said, don't let the hammer come so far left. Stay square to the ball. Wait for it to pass. Don't step around. And then yeah, just try to relax and keep that left leg bent. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions, man. I'm here to help. Yeah, thanks for watching. Sean Don. Peace and out.